Customization is perhaps one of the most key features to get right in a brand new FPS game, and EA and DICE with Battlefield 4 have certainly got on the right track with it. It was questioned in Battlefield 3 by the community quite a lot if there was enough customization in the game. A lot of people thought there weren't enough guns, there weren't enough attachments. Some of the attachments for certain guns didn't suit that playstyle. Well, in Battlefield 4, they seem to be trying to sort that out. So here we've got some screenshots of the actual loadout page for Battlefield 4. It's not so much the guns I'm going to be focusing on, but the way you can customize them. I might do another video sort of explaining all the guns that are available that we've seen so far in the gameplay, but right now I'm just going to focus on those attachments. So right now we're looking at the guy customizing his Recon Soldier. Now what you can quite clearly see is that there is a way to sort of equip a primary weapon and a secondary weapon as well, and that's the first thing we've noticed. Now that secondary weapon selection actually in its own right has a sort of settings function, which means you can customize your secondary. We already knew that. We've seen plenty of sights on secondary weapons in gameplay that we've seen on the live stream so far. Then we move on down to the gadgets, and this is where things start to get interesting. If you remember in Battlefield 3, there are certain attachments for guns that can only be equipped in certain sort of gadget sections. DICE have appeared to have eradicated that completely from Battlefield 4, allowing you to customize the gun in pretty much any way you like from the gadgets that you actually have. You'll notice that Gadget 1 and Gadget 2 both have C4 and motion sensor available in either one of the sections, which means that you can pretty much mix and match however you like now. You'll notice the next thing down in the list is grenades. That means we're going to be able to choose which grenade we're allowed to equip. Having watched the live stream back quite a few times now and watching the one from last night, I've noticed a couple of grenades as well. We've got Incendiary Grenades, which if you don't know what they are, when you throw them they explode. They actually set people on fire because of the amount of incendiary that's inside them. And we've also got Flashbangs as well. And you'll see beneath that you can now actually customize which knife you want. This sort of eradicates the problem that in Battlefield 3 you were only allowed to pick one knife. If you had premium, you had the ACB90, and if you weren't premium, you just had the normal knife. You couldn't change which one you wanted, so even if you had premium, you couldn't go back to the older knife. And the options for this are the standard knife and the shank knife. Now that sounds pretty cool. Doing a little bit more research, if you guys don't know what battle packs are, I will put a link in the description to the page that describes what battle packs are, but they will sort of give you the ability to randomly unlock knives, XP and dog tags through your course of Battlefield 4. And it mentions knives, so we should be seeing more than just 2 knives here. So moving on to the actual official weapon customization now, as in moving on from class customization, we're having a look here at the Engineer class, and he's using the CZ-A31. Now the options you're given are Optic, Barrel, Accessory, Underbarrel and Paint. So this looks pretty standard, however there are a few differences obviously, as we've already seen in gameplay. There are different ways to customize your weapon in this game. So sights are fairly obvious. I assume you're going to be able to unlock sights for each individual weapon the more points you gain with that weapon, so we're going to skip over that. There's only a couple of options for the next bit, and that's the barrel. So they've got the standard barrel and the muzzle brake, and I assume there is going to be a heavy barrel option as well, and maybe a couple more, but this is only for the barrel of the weapon, so it's the way that the sort of weapon handles, how the bullets come out of it. And here you've got the muzzle brake being equipped, and it's actually got the description saying that it makes it easier to control the weapon at the expense of bullet dispersion. So each is going to have its individual effect on the gun, just as it did in Battlefield 3, but I think the layout's a bit better here. So next we go down to Accessory, and this is where we see the canted iron sights. So these canted iron sights will sit at about 45 degrees to the right side of the gun. We've seen it in gameplay already, so it's nothing new to expect it going to be in multiplayer. However, it does give you a little bit more of an advantage if you do have a long-range scope sort of put on the optic section of your gun. These iron sights are going to make it easier in close quarters combat to kill somebody. And then you have the underbarrel section. Now you've got a vertical grip just like you would normally, so it's a normal vertical grip, and then you've also got this sort of slanted grip as well, which looks kind of cool, and I guess it's going to affect how you hold the gun in different ways. It might be just aesthetic, but I can imagine it's going to affect the stats somewhat. And then finally we have paint, which is essentially camo, but if you just look at the amount of options you actually have there's about 9 or 10 different options. Now that's pretty cool, and I guess it's something that you can just unlock along the way, along with the battle packs as well. Now I don't wish to confuse you, but I am just going to quickly jump back to the class setup because I want to address the health and ammo situation. A lot of people have been wondering how this system is going to work because we haven't seen any defibs in the live stream at all so far, but there is a sort of solution to that we have figured out among my sort of group of friends that I talk to. We've all watched the live stream. I've been talking to Matt the Musketeer, and we figured out how this system works. There's going to be 2 types of ammo packs and 2 types of medic kits. one being smaller than the other one. So you've got sort of an ammo box and an ammo kit, and you've got a medic box and a medic pack. Both of the two larger items can be placed down on the floor like any normal thing that would happen in Battlefield 3. But in Battlefield 4, you're able to place the smaller items directly onto friendly players. That means you can directly put health onto players and ammo onto players. I can imagine the way it works is that if you put the health on the player, they regenerate health over time, and it will stay there for a period of time before it disappears. The same with the ammo. If you put the ammo on them, it will instantly give them all that extra ammo, and it will just deplete over time. So I think this is a really cool system. I don't know if there are going to be defibs in the game, we haven't seen that so far, but that's all we currently know, and I think it sounds like quite a good system. Okay, so that pretty much covers customization as we know it right now in Battlefield 4. Now don't forget, we are watching pre-alpha footage of Battlefield 4 here, so all of this could be subject to change. But that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, as that really helps me out. And comments are always appreciated as well. I want to know how you think customization is working in Battlefield 4 right now. I do try and read as many comments as I can. But my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
We'll be right back.